Welcome back to Katrina and Tim channel, your place for all things LDR.
And today, we are going to tell you how to prepare for your very first video chat. Alright, so you just started chatting with somebody and you love their pictures, you love their profile, and you love their personality over chat. Well, what's the next step? Video chat. Now, I tell everybody that when you are online dating, regardless of whether it's long distance or it's in town, to use video chat. I worked in online dating for 5 years. And the number one thing I tell people who are scared or uncertain about it, is I say, go on video chat before you go on your first date. It's just like people used to do when they would actually call someone on a telephone before they went on a date. Video chat is so much better because you can actually see what that person looks like, and you can confirm that that person is actually the person who's in the pictures. Now, that person may not be lying about who they are, but they may have pictures that are misrepresenting what they actually look like today. So, what do you do when you first go into that video chat? What are the things that you need to make sure? So number one is you want to look good and you want to make a really good first impression, because that video chat, that becomes your first impression. Okay? So Katrina, why don't you talk a little about, from a girl's perspective, what are the things that you did before you got into video chat?
Okay, so let me tell a little bit of a story. So I remember on this dating site, I remember Tim sent me a message saying hi. So we kind of started talking and we exchanged a really short conversation. And then Tim asked me if we can video chat. But that time I just woke up, I haven't showered yet, and it's my day off. So in short, I still look horrible. Like, I just came from asleep, and then bagong gising ako, and I don't want to video chat because I don't feel that I look good yet. So what I did is I told him that, oh, I'm actually gonna get ready for a wedding because it's my workmate's wedding that day. That's why I'm still in Makati. I told him that I'm gonna go on a wedding, so I need to get ready, but maybe we can talk again later. So Tim's like, alright, that's fine. So we end up not doing a video chat on the first few hours that we talk on that website. However, since I thought that, oh, this guy is cute and I like him already, like, physically, just like on that first impression, I like him. I was like, oh, I better leave a good impression because I don't want this guy to remember. I want this guy to remember me. So you know what I did? After I got ready, I put my makeup on, I get ready for the wedding. Girls, what I did? I actually called him on Skype. Like that time, like right there and then. And the only message they said is like, hi Tim, I just want to let you know I'm real. And I'm gonna go. That's it.
So would you say that, like, before you go on video chat, you showered, okay? So this person may not be able to smell you, but you want to make sure that you're proper and clean, right?
Yes.
You put on some makeup.
I got ready for the wedding.
Okay, and you did your hair.
Yeah.
Just like you would if you were going on an actual date.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly how you should think about that first video chat, is think about it just like you would a first date. I know for me, after Katrina told me that she didn't want to chat, I assumed she's probably a catfish, I'm moving on with my day. I actually went, took a shower, got cleaned up, and just as I was getting out of the shower, I got a call. And I saw the Skype going off and I was like, holy smokes, it's that girl that I was chatting with earlier. And so I fixed my hair, it was just my face. I didn't show anything below my neck. I didn't have anything on. And I answered the phone because I wanted to see if this girl was actually real. And she was in fact real, and she was this beautiful lady. And yeah, one thing led to another. But I think something that really helped is, you know, both of us, we were fresh, we were done up enough, and presented ourselves well enough to where it would represent a good first impression.
Yes, that's very, very important. Number 2 is good lighting. You want to have a good lighting on your face so that whoever you're chatting with will be able to see. So for example, you can go to maybe near the window so you can get natural light, and always avoid to have light at the back of your head because it's gonna make your face darker.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so what happens if you have a really strong backlight is that your face becomes very dark. It's like there's a shadow over it, and the person who you're chatting with, they can't see you. And a lot of times that's also gonna make the picture grainy, and the quality is not gonna be very good. So what Katrina said is, if you can, make sure that you're facing a window. If you have your phone, have that window, have the light coming in and hitting you. Just make sure it's not behind you. Now for me, what I would do if I was sitting at my computer, this is actually a really, really simple trick. You don't need any expensive lighting. But if you're sitting in front of your computer and you're doing a video chat, just go to the Google homepage. It's completely white, and then it has a nice soft light that hits your face, and then that takes any of the shadows off of it. And that's another way that you can light it. Other things that you can do, so you can get a ring light for your phone. They're generally pretty inexpensive, but the quality of the lighting, having good lighting will make you look so much better on camera, and you'll have so much better of a first impression.
Yeah, that's good.
Rule number 3, when you answer the call, make sure that you're actually in view of the camera. I don't know how many times I've seen people where the camera comes on and the camera is facing the ceiling, it's facing the floor, and I can't see the person on the other end. That to me is just creepy. So just make sure
you're there. That's it.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Make sure that you are actually within the frame. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people do this. The other thing that I see people do,
hide their face in the pillow.
hi. Hello? Hi. Hello? Can you move the pillow? Hi. That is not a winning look.
Yeah, especially if you really are interested in the person. Like what I did with Tim, I would, on that first interaction, I like him, I think he's cute. So I really want him to think that I'm not a catfish, and I want to make that good impression so that he will remember me. So yeah.
Rule number 4. Be prepared to ask questions.
Yep. Make sure that you show interest to the person you're chatting with. Don't just say, hi,
You're cute.
hello, how are you? Hi, hello, how are you? That conversation will lead to nowhere.
Yes, and be prepared to have a conversation. Ask the person questions. Have a few of them written down, just things that you are genuinely curious about the person who you plan on dating. Think about the things that Katrina talked about in her emotional compatibility and her practical compatibility. You should have some questions lined up. And if you haven't seen that video, look in the links down below, and we'll go ahead and post a link to it. But make sure that you have those questions lined up so that you can have an actual conversation. Because there's nothing more irritating than when you get onto a call, or even if you go and you show up on a date and there is no conversation. It's just,
Nobody
hi.
wants a boring date, right?
Yep, you're cute. Hi, I'm shy.
So let me give you some example question. Maybe you can ask, what do you do for your leisure time? Like, what's your hobby? Do you do sports? Did you visit other countries before? How is it? What food do you like? What else?
I like to ask people what they're looking for in life. And it's a pretty broad question, but it'll tell you a lot about what that person, tell you a lot about that person, what their motivations are. If a person talks about family, you know, you can get a sense that that person is very family oriented. If that person talks about what they want to accomplish in their career, that means they're very career driven. Depending on what your values are and what you want, I think you'll be able to find out a lot in that first conversation if you just ask a basic question just like that.
Yeah. Do you still remember like our first few conversation when we started talking?
I do indeed. No, I think that's for another video.
Alright. But yeah, just be interesting and be interested. Like you want to make sure you ask the person, because every time we do video chat, it's just, I mean, it's we have different like reason why we do it, but most of us is looking for a relationship. And when we talk to this person, obviously in your subconscious, this may or may be the person that's gonna be the right one for you. So you want to ask the question to make sure you get to know the person and to know if you're compatible.
Yes.
Yep. And last but not the least, tip number 5 is don't complain about your ex. You know why? Because that only goes to show that when you complain about your ex, is you're not over him yet.
Yes. And the other thing is whenever I would meet a girl who would talk about her ex and put down her ex and talk about what a jerk they were, the thing that would go through my mind is I am going to be the next jerk in the lineup, because to this person, everybody who they're in a relationship with and it doesn't work out, that person is immediately a jerk, and I do not want to be involved with this person. It is a real downer to have that conversation, and that is an immediate, to me, that is an immediate sign to stop. And in fact, when I talked to Katrina, one of the things that I really liked about her was how positive she was when she talked about her prior relationships. And it's not something that we got into in the first conversation. We held those details for later on. But when she did reference her past relationships, she spoke about them positively and spoke about them like they were experiences, with nothing negative to say about the people that she had dated before. To me, that was a very positive sign. It showed a high level of security, and it showed that she had moved on from those past relationships.
Yeah, because I mean, for me, it's just how it is, you know, things may or may not work out, and that's just how life is. And I think it's also one thing that I've learned when you apply for a job. I've heard before that it's a bad sign when someone actually talk bad about the previous company. So it's the same, right? You don't want to talk bad about your exes, because it kind of just like represents who you are. Save those like complain and reclamo about your ex with your girls or your girlfriend's night out. They might be able to help, but not on your future dates. It's a big no-no.
Yes, that is stop. Do not go there.
It's a turn off.
That is a major turn off. And if you are still pissed at your ex and you're still emotionally mixed up in them, maybe you just need to take some time off from dating and wait till you're fully over them before you actually get back into the scene. Let the negativity go.
Yeah, because I mean, if you will just complain about your ex, the guy that you're talking to right now will just think that, oh, this girl is not ready. I cannot take her seriously. So yeah, always be positive.
That is a good tip. Hey, thanks for viewing our 5 tips to your first video chat. If you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends who need this advice, and hit that little bell if you want to be notified when we create more content.
Yes, and always remember that your destiny is your decision. It's just a matter of knowing what you want and getting it. Till our next video, and thank you so much. Bye!
Thank you!